morning, everybody. My name is Jim Crowell. I work for CAL FIRE here in Tulare County, and I am the Mountain Home Demonstration State Forest Manager. I'm a registered professional forester. I have been since 1997. In the course of my career, I've planted millions of trees. Today, we're going to do a little instructional video on how to properly plant a conifer seedling. What we're hoping to do here is to provide some direction for volunteers that are soon to be planting trees up in this SQF complex fire outside of Springville. Okay, so this tool right here is commonly called a hodad. Those of us who are familiar with planting trees, this is our favorite tool. I have no expectation that our volunteers are going to have similar tools, but I'm going to walk through the process first with this, and then I'll grab a shovel and do another tree to demonstrate probably what is going to be the most likely tool that our volunteers will use. So first thing first, typically when you're walking the ground, you're looking for little microclimates, microsites. You know, we're kind of in an artificial area right now with all this turf grass, but we do have some bare areas that were provided to us from the rodent population out here. So typically what you're going to do is, let's assume we're out in the forest and we've got some leaf litter on the ground, which is real common what they're going to find. First thing you're going to want to do is pull some of that material back. You don't want this organic matter to get down in the hole because it will suck the moisture out of the roots. We want to make sure the roots are in contact with soil. Next thing, swing your tool, and then we do what's called opening the hole. So you're going to pop that up. You see that mound of dirt that just formed? All that soil now is loose and friable. We're going to take our seedling. Now, when you're out in the field and you're planting, you're going to want to keep these trees protected in a plastic bag or something, because if the breeze is blowing, it'll suck all the moisture out of these roots almost immediately. So I typically palm the root ball in my hand like so. Come in here, pull my tool back, slide the seedling down the back of the blade. The loose soil will help pull the roots to the bottom of the hole. Fill that in like so, and then close that hole with the heel of your boot, just to make sure there's no air pockets in there. And that tree is now free to grow. It's 50 years away from becoming a mature giant sequoia. After we plant our first tree, what we want to do is try to maintain some level of spacing. We don't want to clump all the trees together, and we don't want everything to be so far apart that we're going to have a bunch of brush invade the site in between the trees. So I think on this particular project we're going to be targeting about 12 or 15 foot spacing. So when the planters are out there, they're pretty much going to determine however many feet their pace is, and they're just going to pace out X number of steps to put their next tree in. So 15 feet I think is going to put me probably about right here, which is what, 4 or 5 steps. Again, I'm going to pick my site. I'm going to scalp off the organic matter, swing my tool, grab my tree, open the hole, tree down behind the blade, close the hole. With a shovel or a hodad or anything else, when you make that first little pass and you broke that soil up, it's probably good to come back to the middle of that to deepen your hole. That way you've got loose soil on all sides of your seedling. Same deal, you're going to open that hole, come back behind the back of your shovel, close all your air pockets. far that all looked really good. So there you go. Now as you're feeding that down, as you're pulling your poo out, did you feel it just slide down about another inch?
Yeah.
Pretty good for a first try, yeah. When you're in the field planting and you're doing your scalp, which is the removal of the organic matter, another thing you want to keep in mind, particularly out there, is any of this dry soil, you're probably going to want to try to get rid of as much of that as possible and get down till there's a little bit of soil moisture, because dry soil falling into the bottom of that hole is going to have the same effect that the organic matter will, and dry out the root system.